Today we'll see what's in store with renovations on the UREC. Plus, we'll introduce you to an LSU basketball player on our feature of Meet the Tigers. We've got you covered, and it's all coming your way next on the OT. Welcome to the OT. I'm your host, Alexandra Ramsey. We've got you covered in LSU sports for the next 15 minutes, so stick around with us. Starting things off, there's been plenty of doubt surrounding the LSU football team this season. Sports Showtime producer Patrick Clay explains why they wanted to silence those doubts against Florida.
If there are two words to describe any heated SEC rivalry, it's bad blood. And LSU Florida is no different. The Tigers already carried the motivation from last year's 14-6 loss into Saturday's game, but then the Gators added a little more spice to the pot.
You know, hearing the comments that some of those guys made about breaking our will and bending us over, so tonight was just a night for us to just establish a win, a physical win.
La'el Collins said something in pregame that was very personal. He said, you know what, they call our offensive line, the defensive line soft. So we got to go out there and show them how soft players play hard, you know what I mean?
LSU's proven they can win in an aerial attack several times this year, but they still hadn't proved they could win the old LSU way by grinding their opponent into a pulp until they couldn't take any more. But the second the Gators opened their mouths, it was the Tigers that did the chomping.
Two very quality teams take the field and compete like a son of a for victory. And you know what? It's not a hammer and a nail relationship. It's an opportunity for an opponent to be equal and to raise their level of play in such a fashion that they win. And that's how this thing works.
Call it revenge from last season's loss or hunger for more respect in the national spotlight. But through their 17-6 victory, head coach Les Miles wants Florida and the NCAA to know LSU will not be taken lightly.
We were a pretty good team last year. I thought we played like a son of a in that stadium. I mean, I'm just letting you know, I felt differently than the nail, so you know.
Just so you know, Alabama. Just so you know, Texas A&M. LSU will not be somebody's nail. Patrick Clay, Tiger TV Sports.
Well, that's certainly a big statement, and they have big ways to prove it this weekend against Ole Miss in Oxford. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. on ESPN. The team looks to pull a similar defeat on Ole Miss as the LSU women's volleyball team did Friday. LSU volleyball also defeated Mississippi State Sunday. Sports Showtime director Alex Cheney has more.
The LSU volleyball Tigers played back-to-back home SEC games this past weekend for the first time all season. The Tigers have been successful early, comprising a record of 13-3. But as head coach Fran Flory knows, the competition only gets tougher in SEC play.
I think the difference in playing in the SEC versus playing in non-conference is the SEC coaches and teams and programs and players are so familiar with each other that it makes it difficult to really game plan and not know that they're prepared for you.
The Tigers have successfully used a balanced offensive strategy during conference play to compile a 3-1 record. Flory says the varied offense is important for a young team.
You know, we can't be one-dimensional. You have to be able to play the whole game, and you got to be able to kind of adjust on the fly. And I think that's a part that is difficult to do when you have a young team.
The Tigers lean on their seniors, such as Brianna Holman, to lead the young players and to bring their familiarity with SEC opponents into conference matches.
At some point, every player holds the torch to help lead their team the way. That's what I tried to do. I tried to pick my team up because I felt like at certain points, someone needed to step up, and I did the best that I could to do that.
For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Alex Cheney.
The team heads to Alabama to play Auburn this Friday and to play Alabama Sunday. And coming up, Kobe or LeBron? Well, LSU men's basketball's Dre Stringer has that answer. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Well, last week you met some LSU soccer players, and this week Me and sports director Alex Cheney had some fun getting to know men's basketball player Andre, or Dre Stringer.
Okay, I'm here with Dre Stringer, a senior guard for LSU basketball. Dre, getting all kinds of great recruits right now. Your coach is getting recruits that are turning down Kansas and Duke. That's a reflection of the program and what you've built. And how do you feel to be able to have built such a program that's attracting these great players?
We feel great. Obviously, we got a good coaching staff. We got a good program to be ran. They've done a great job of, getting out there recruiting guys, seeing extravagant talent, and those guys have enjoyed being around us as well as the coaches, and that's why they committed. So it's been a blessing actually.
So you're doing preseason practices right now. How are they going, and how excited are you to get the season started?
They're going very well. Obviously, our young guys, they transition well. They listen well. They've been doing great in practice. They play hard. And, they're listening to coach. So that's about all we can ask out of those guys. And if we keep our eyes on the prize, then we'll have a good year this year.
Last question, 1v1, Kobe versus LeBron. Who you got?
I gotta take Kobe. He proves in the pudding. I mean, he's been the man over some time now. Obviously, LeBron is kind of the best player in the world now, but I'm living.
Remember to tweet us some athletes that you want to see on the next show, and feel free to put in some of your own questions. And just across campus, the UREC is about to undergo some major changes. Reporter Brittany Smith explains what sort of new equipment students are funding.
Like every student at LSU, Carlos McCarthy pays a fee each semester so that he may use the university's recreation center. And he takes advantage of the facility he helps pay for.
I definitely use the powerlifting room here pretty often. I also use the free weight machines and some of the weight machines. Lately I've been kicking up my cardio a lot, so I have been using the track upstairs as well as the cardio area. And I also do take a couple of classes, so I definitely do like using the classrooms.
Prior to the fall semester, LSU students each paid $65 per semester for UREC fees. Beginning this semester, fees will increase by $45 a year and will be capped at $200. The fee increase will fund the UREC's three-phase expansion and redesign project, which includes the addition of over 300 parking spaces, new tennis courts, more cardio space, and an outdoor leisure pool in the shape of the LSU logo.
I think the fees are really a good idea. I mean, they do seem to go up, so I know that can be a pain for a few people. But if you think about it, we are getting a lot of new equipment, a lot of new renovations that I think will be beneficial.
Some students share McCarthy's opinion, while others aren't sold on the idea of paying for amenities they may never use.
They're probably not going to be worth it to me. I'll graduate in a year and a half, maybe less, and after that, I probably won't have a job around here.
University Recreation Marketing Coordinator Kendra Bain says the expansion project is necessary to accommodate LSU's growing student body.
Right now, we have about 3 square feet of recreation space per student. The national average is 9, so clearly we have a gap in that.
Bain said that the project will also impact potential students, as research shows that a university's recreation center can be a deciding factor for students who are choosing between several schools. The nearly $85 million project is expected to be completed in the summer of 2016. Brittany Smith, Tiger TV.
The improved UREC is scheduled to finish renovations in the summer of 2016. Woo! Perfect timing to use that new lazy river. And next, Spain's under-21 team didn't play 11 versus 11 at one of their recent practices. They played 18 versus 5. We'll take a look at how that worked out next. Welcome back. Well, in soccer, you normally play 11 versus 11, and sometimes in practice, teams might mix it up and change the scoring or defending tactics of the team. But what about 18 versus 5? I mean, that seems a little far stretched, but not to Spain's under-21 team. Look at this video, 18 players surrounding the goal in the box against 5 keepers. For the non-soccer people out there, that's abnormal. I mean, one would think it should take at most 5 seconds for 18 people to score that close to goal. But no, rather than showcasing the attackers here, the video shows how skilled the goalkeepers are, diving and saving balls like professionals, which most of them are anyways. That's going to wrap up today's show. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for the latest news at TTV_sports. You can catch us again next week at 6 p.m. right here on Campus Channel 75. Matt and Derek will be on tomorrow for another episode of Cold Pizza. I'm Alexandra Ramsey. Thanks for watching The OT.